All right, what is going on, guys? Welcome back. I know it's been a minute, but the Barbell Bros are here. Thank you to
Yo,
those of you guys that have been supporting us on the gram, on YouTube, letting us know, giving us some great feedback. We love it, and we'd love to hear some more. So feel free to let us know what you guys want to see next in the comments. I'm here with the lobster again. Oh, sorry, is this way?
yeah,
Um,
wait, other way. I'm not too red right now. We're doing all
yeah,
right.
yeah. It's the hot girl walks we're doing. It's bringing.
Dude, literally, just got done with one, a little armpit sweat
There we
over here.
go.
Oh,
Good thing it's tank top because if it was like the gray like this, oh man, it'd be rough. It'd be rough.
oh,
But
it probably is pretty rough, low key.
our big topic today, I've actually had a lot of people ask me about this. I don't know about you, but you start to kind of see it in college is probably when it legally starts to happen. Some people may experience it in high school, but the big thing we're talking about today is alcohol in the gym. How does it affect you? Can you do it? Can you incorporate both into your life? Do you need to cut out one thing to see your results? How much does it slow your results? Things like that. So I guess to kind of start it off, we'll go with Larry. Do you drink?
I definitely do drink. I just drank this past weekend, but I drank a lot more in college, quite honestly. I don't think it's necessarily about if you drink or not. It's about what you do when you drink. When do you go to bed? What do you do the next day? What matters the most? Like obviously, alcohol is horrible, but it's how much you drink, and then how much is it screwing you up the next day?
Yeah.
Because like some honestly, like I know I'm only 23, but like, dude, when I drink hard, like I'm out for 2 or 3 days. So I get like great training again and great sleep.
Yep.
I don't know about you.
Yeah, definitely affects the training. Me and you, like when you're at your leanest, very low body fat. Still pretty low body fat as well. I know you're during your bulk season right now, trying to get big, but I feel like the leaner I was, the more I was affected. It also depended on what I was drinking. If I was drinking something that had a ton of sugar in it, it was destroying me because I don't have a whole lot of sugar in my current diet. So I honestly was probably
Yeah.
more hungover from all the sugar than anything else. But
That's a great point, honestly.
yes,
Sugar is massive.
so it really depends on what you're drinking and the volume of it. If you go out on like Friday, Saturday night at dinner, have like one or two drinks, that's fine. When you start seeing the issues is more of like your college drinking is where you're drinking to let the rough side drag.
Yeah.
So
And I liked what you talked about with like what you're drinking because now that I know what I know and do what I do, I've chosen to drink straight liquor, honestly, or
mhm.
like high noons here and there. But man, when I was in college and like keg stands and just like 15 beers, man, that is just not ideal. You're bloated, you're gassy, and you actually can't eat. Like that's the
Mhm.
biggest thing I noticed was my nutrition got affected. Like when I drank a lot, my hunger was so down
Yep.
because I felt full from all the alcohol, and alcohol, as we know, is just empty calories.
Yep.
There still are calories, and there's people that I mean, it seems like the people that eat like one meal a day in college are the ones that drink the most, and their just hunger cues are so off.
Yep. I mean, same thing. Like, if I drink, I don't want to eat as much because I'm so full.
Oh,
Um,
think of the next day, dude. Like it's just like, oh, I don't want to eat until like noon or 1 until I get my hunger and appetite back.
yep. When you wake up, especially when you
Yeah.
wake up that late. But like, even me, if I have like one or two drinks, because I don't drink very often, I try to limit it to special occasions. I always tell people, and what I've told my clients in the past is to kind of save it for special occasions. It's like, hey, you graduated, you got a job promotion, you did this, you did this. Like, and I'm not saying to not live a little, but if you can use it as more of a celebratory tool, it's
Exactly.
gonna be so much better for you in the long run, and you're not gonna,
It's fun. Like drinking's fun. We all can
yeah,
admit it. It's a good time. It's fun. Fun things happen. Fun people are there. But drinking, like you said, to celebrate is probably the biggest priority I've learned, because there is a time and a place for it. Like we have reasons in our lives to celebrate, whether it's like accomplishment, birthdays, anything, anything worthwhile. I guess not
yeah,
anything. Some people would drink every weekend, like, yeah, I'm celebrating. Like the week's over. Like
yeah,
no,
yeah,
that doesn't count.
yeah. So I get that end of it, like, but man, but going back to like things you should drink and like shouldn't drink, or not really should or shouldn't drink. It's like what to
If you're
drink,
trying to
what
prioritize
not.
your life in the gym,
Yeah,
this is what you should drink. We can
yeah,
talk about
yeah.
that.
We talk about that. So I won't drink any beer. If I drink beer, I look like I'm pregnant the next day.
Dude, same, bro.
dude.
Mm.
And there's not the term beer belly for a reason. Like, it's got a legitimate reason. It's got a little bit of correlation. Someone probably knows all the science and crap behind it, probably because it comes from wheat and all this other stuff, just filling you up with all these not so good carbs on top of alcohol. But I think the issue that comes with beer is usually you don't drink one, you drink like 15.
Yeah, it takes a lot to get drunk. Well,
Yeah,
maybe not 15, but I mean, 5 to 10.
yeah,
Um, and then like a lot of times you're drinking beer, it's for like events, and there's like shotgunning or chugs or keg stands. It's just like
yeah,
because you can mow through it. It's a soft liquid, I guess. It begins with,
yeah.
but it fills you up. What's your favorite beer, or what's your beer of choice if you were to drink beer?
Were to drink beer, man.
You're probably a Bud Light guy.
No, I'm not a Bud Light guy, but the small amount of times I would drink beer, it was Budweiser, so
Oh,
it's close.
heavy,
Yeah, heavy or Coors Banquet, baby.
nice.
Yeah. So both really heavy beers, but I haven't drank them very often. Those were just the two I really liked. Um, if it was like with my buddies and they were buying beers, it was usually like Natty Lights. But
Classic.
I've always gotten shit for this. I've been more on the seltzer train because,
Yeah, me too,
yeah,
bro.
man, I don't want to drink a can of bread.
No, dude.
Like,
I remember in high school I'd drink like Milwaukee's Best, dude. That stuff is like horse piss. It's disgusting.
God. Yeah, but man, I remember because I remember when White Claws like hit the scene, they were terrible. We would put Mio in them to make them taste better. God, they were so bad. But then
Yeah, they
all these
off.
companies started coming out with all their own seltzers. So like, I love being at a brewery and they have like their seltzers on tap because those are usually like the best, especially if they just do the seltzer water and then they put the flavoring in. Oh my gosh,
I
that's
agree.
that's the way to go, man. But like you said earlier, high noons. I love me some high noons. I've been crushing those like the past 4 or 5 times I've been out. That's usually my go-to. And then when it
If I'm
comes
drinking beer, bro, I don't even know. I think I do Michelob Ultras with like
Chickalobes.
yeah, Mickey Slims, and I think they have like a lime version, if
Mhm.
you've seen it.
Yeah,
Like the twisted lime infused one, those are
yeah,
fire.
those are pretty good.
Corona Lights with lime is also really good on vacations.
Yep.
But I grew up like when I was younger, sneaking into my dad's fridge and taking like Miller Lights. And I remember like holding my nose, like drinking it when I was like 17, like, come on, get it down. And I was, man,
Be a man.
we've grown a lot. We've grown a lot since then. I also looked horrible. My physique was horrible. My athletic career was decent, but how much better could it have been if I didn't drink?
Yeah.
It affects us so much more than we realize.
I didn't have so what I started college when I was 19. I did not have a sip of alcohol in college until I turned 21.
Good for you, dude. Good for you. That's actually impressive. I respect that a
Well,
lot.
like my thing was I was just kind of like there's guys that I've always idolized that are big time crossfitters and they aren't big into drinking. I'm gonna be like them. I'm not drinking, I'm not touching anything. And I had a few people kind of set me aside. And they're like, look, man, you need to live a little every now and then. Um,
Good for you though, dude. That's actually cool. I respect that.
yeah.
I was just in my hometown. I was just raised differently. Like I drank more in high school than I did. I wouldn't say more in college, but I drank a lot more in high school than I do now, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I
Which
still
is why,
drink on rare occasions, like birthdays, things like that.
of course,
Yeah,
I had a wedding last weekend. I was drinking at, and it was a blast. I
yeah,
mean,
man, that's the perfect time.
celebrating people having love.
Yeah, and I have
Uh,
3 weddings in June, so
freaking high noon it up, baby.
yeah,
Nooners.
yeah, noons. Have you had the high noons with tequila?
I just did this weekend. I tried one. Yeah, it was good. It
Yeah,
was pretty fire.
yeah, I thought they're pretty good. I still like the vodka ones better, but
Ranch waters are really good too.
I
If you've
don't,
had those,
I don't like those as much, man.
yeah.
I used to
Uh,
crush Truly lemonades because no one else liked them. They're like they're too sour, they're too this, and
you know what's
that's
the
why I
worst?
bought them.
You
What?
know what's the worst drink? Twisted teas, bro. I used to drink those. Talk about a hangover. You drink 6 of those, you are down bad.
So I love sweet tea. I refused to drink twisted tea because I know I will like it so much. I
Yeah.
finally tried one on draft like 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I was like, oh my god! Like I only had a sip, because I was like, I cannot order these because there's so much sugar in them, and it would screw me up. Um,
Oh yeah.
but man, I have some buddies that they crush tweez, man.
All
Oh
right, so let's talk about how to optimize your fitness goals while still fitting in alcohol. I think that'd be a good topic.
yeah, go for it.
So, in my opinion, it boils down to have your drinks, but don't go over the limit. And getting into bed, not necessarily at a great time, just making sure you get 7 or 8 hours of sleep. So if you're going to stay up till 2, you're going to need to accommodate sleeping until 10. And if you're in a meal plan and you have a meal to eat at the end of the night, you better be chugging water and eating your meal before bed. Then you wake up less hungover, and then you can just wake up, go on a walk, eat your breakfast, and it's not as big of a deal. But, like, just going to bed on that empty, we all done it. Like, you're
Hmm.
sleeping over at a friend's house or you're at a party and you're just drinking alcohol at 3 in the morning for no reason. You could definitely be having a water and some food, but you're just drinking on an empty stomach and you fall asleep, waking up, don't get to brush your teeth, you feel awful, you feel
Furry teeth.
disgusting. Yeah, man, and nothing's worse than that. And, like, we all regret it. And the night was probably awesome, but it's not going to change how fun the
Last
night
night
was.
was a
You just still
movie,
have,
man. It was a
yeah,
movie,
like,
bro.
on your phone the whole time. This is a movie.
Dude,
Yeah,
this is my go-to. This is like, hey man, why don't you go talk to those girls over there? Oh yeah, hang on. I'm always
the
doing
weather.
this. Weather app,
The
baby.
weather. I saw that on TikTok, bro.
Bro, but legit, man. It's like,
It works.
yeah, man. It like so. If you're watching this and you're in college or in your party phase, whatever, and you're trying to go out, things like that, going out with your buddies, going out with a group of friends, going out to meet your guy or lady, anything like that. Definitely, when you get back, chug water. It like
Oh,
you sh-
even if you're worried about going pee in the middle of the night, just still do it.
like chug
That's how I
water
would do it.
every time. And then
And some salt.
yeah,
Hydrate yourself a
yeah,
little bit.
get you some liquid IV, get you some Element, get you something like that, man, and you'll be good to go. But um, kind of. There was one other thing I wanted to talk about before we went with optimizing is what sort of liquors should people try to push towards versus stay away from? Because I've read multiple articles on each. There's not a good one, but there are slightly better ones than each other. I just kind of want to hear your take on it first.
I've always heard, and I saw some research that tequila was really good. I mean, I like clear liquors. I think they're a little smoother. Personally, I love bourbon, but when I drink bourbon, I turn into a different creature. I think clear liquors is a calmer drunk, and you can kind of keep it clean. But any liquor is gonna be better.
Yeah,
Just not having something that's like infused, like apple Ciroc or something
apple
like that's gonna
crown,
be
baby, green apple crown.
flavoring. Even if it doesn't have calories, the flavoring, the artificial shit, that's just not ideal for us if we're already putting poison into our bodies, which is what alcohol is.
Yeah,
And I don't want to knock it too much. Like in college, there's a time and a place for everything that we talked about, but it really comes down to like, what are your priorities? If you're in a bodybuilding prep, absolutely no alcohol. You signed up for bodybuilding prep, so you signed out of alcohol. It's that
hmm
easy.
same thing.
I
CrossFit
remember I was in
competitions,
prep.
same thing.
Yeah, I remember I was in prep. Same, you're in a prep for your comp. And I would dump out half a beer and then go to a party and walk around and hold it just because I didn't feel like getting harassed. Like, come on, dude, like, quit being an asshole, drink, drink, drink. And I was just like, I would just hold a warm, nasty Natty Light, not even drink it. And people don't really care if as long as you're holding one. So that would be my tip to guys that are just like, oh, dude, but I have to go to this event. This girl there, or this is going on. I don't want to miss out. Just have one drink or pour out half your drink and just hold it and just talk to people and like you can just like warm lip it a little bit, but you don't have to actually drink it and
Yeah,
nobody's gonna notice.
yeah,
No one's gonna, well, let's say a group of four and he's like, come on, quit nursing that beer. But
yeah,
for the most part, if you're in a big party, no one's gonna notice. So worry about yourself at the end of the day because kind of the bad reality of it is a lot of those people that you're at the crazy party with in college do not care about your goals. And in a couple years, you're probably not going to stay in touch with them.
hmm
But
exactly.
you want the memories, so I get that. Go to the party, just watch yourself.
Yeah, but you were doing it wrong, man. The half beer. Now you gotta get a solo cup and then just go with like Powerade or something, man. Like
That's true too.
solo cup Powerade, just hammer those, man. Or you know what? People were so drunk, you could fill up a turbis, a solo cup, whatever, with water. You could get your hydration in, and then like if someone wants to sip your drink and they're beyond blitzed, bro, they'll take a sip and they'll be like, "Oh man," and it'll just be
Yeah,
water.
dude. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty bad at it. I'll always just like have my drink that I'm not drinking and just feed it to other people. Like, come
Yeah.
on, dude, take a sip. It's only backfired me like once. Why don't you take a sip? And I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh shit, all right.
Yeah. Next time what I'll do is I'll take a bottle of Tito's, just fill it up with water, and that'll be my go-to, man. So, but for me with liquors, I've read that actually dark tequila is supposedly the best for you or the least bad for you.
Really?
Yep, and then it's like clear tequila, and then it was something else, then vodka, then it was like your bourbon, your whiskey, all that.
Well, they say wine's good for blood pressure, like a glass of wine a day or something really
Yeah,
light.
yeah.
But
I don't like
wine's,
wine.
it's natural sugar, but it's high in sugar. I only drink wine when I'm with my lady or in the past ladies in general. But wine can be a good time for sure.
Yeah, I'm not a wine fan. Not at all, man. I know to
Yeah,
do
but women,
this to look for
women love
legs.
wine. Women love wine, so sometimes you got to make some sacrifices, dude.
Yeah, or you just have a really great personality. You don't have to make that sacrifice.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe I should work on that part.
Oh man. But for liquors that I think you should drink, like yeah, if you could stay away from the dark liquors, that's fine with and unless it's like dark tequila. But man, have you seen all these just yoked Russians that just down handles of vodka on a daily
Scary,
basis?
bro.
Dude,
Scary. I don't want to mess with them at all.
like they drink that like it's water. Like they come out of the womb, they don't get breastfed. They get fed vodka. They get fed
Yeah.
formula vodka. And just like manly men. I don't know.
You guys should check out Huck Finn Barbell. The dude just drinks like a case of beer and reps 500 on bench. He's an animal. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I will say no slash on powerlifters, but powerlifting is probably the sport where you can dirty bulk and get away with some beer. You can because at the end of the day, your physique doesn't matter. You're just pushing weight.
Yeah,
So
same thing with like your upper
bodybuilding is
class.
very hard.
Same thing your upper class like high heavy weights of Olympic lifting, because it's just kind of
Mhm.
like same thing. It's just high power output for what your 3 to 6 seconds. So yeah, I
Yeah.
mean you see some of the best
Bodybuilding's
Olympic
probably
lifters.
the. There, go ahead.
I was gonna say you see some of the best Olympic lifters, some of like the biggest guys, mass moves mass. Like a lot of them have like a beer gut on them, like they're strong as all get out. But yeah,
Look good, feel good, play good, man. That's how
there
I
you
always
go.
roll.
There you go.
But at the same time, what I was saying is like bodybuilding is probably the sport, especially when you're dieting, is where alcohol is just a no go because it's going to
Mm,
affect like your insulin sensitivity, your digestion, which is everything in bodybuilding, how much water you're holding. Alcohol raises your estrogen, so you're going to hold more water in general, especially if you're like a couple weeks out from competing.
get a bigger
Not
chest,
only
bro.
are you wasting calories, exactly. Not only are you wasting calories, but you're also like screwing up your hormones, you're screwing up your insulin sensitivity, screwing up your gut lining, adding a ton of inflammation. And then you're already having inflammation from your workout. So now your body can't heal its workout or can't heal its muscle. Like muscle protein synthesis will stall while it gets the alcohol out of your system that detoxifies your own system. So you put a pause. Say you had a killer workout. Another thing is a tip from before is I would do it on a day you're not lifting because if you just had a killer workout, that's the time your nutrients need to be absorbed and you
Yep.
can start muscle protein synthesis consistently, get a good night's rest, etc. When you're drinking, that comes to a halt. So you're slowing it down. You're fighting that alcohol in your system before you're going to be building muscle.
Yeah, exactly, man. Um, shoot, where was I gonna go from that? But yeah. Oh, this was one thing I wanted to ask you about. So I remember it was maybe the 2016 Olympics or something like that. It was either yeah, I think it was 2016 Olympics. Me and my dad were watching it, and they kept interviewing all these Olympic athletes, and they're like, "What's the hardest part about training, being an Olympian?" And they're like, "Oh, the hardest part is not being able to drink." And me and my dad were like, because like they're like, we can't drink when we're in Olympic camp and we're in training and all that, and it'll be like a few months out of the year where they can't. And me and my dad were like, we know like high level CrossFitters that have not had a sip of alcohol in like 6 7 years.
Even high level corporate people forget sports, dude. Like to
Yeah.
be best functioning human, I will say alcohol is great for networking. It is.
Hmm.
But true performance, even at a corporate level, dude, their alcohol does not have a place.
Yeah. So like me and him were just like, it's
Or
like
entrepreneur.
yeah. We like I was just kind of like baffled that like that was their go-to thing. Like that this is what's so hard about it. Not the toe leg muscle cramps they're having in the middle of the night that sucks, or the lack of sleep they're getting from having to train and still carry on with their daily lives. No, it's that I can't drink during training. I was like,
Yeah,
what? That's your complaint?
and I doubt they're the ones that'll win, you know? When it's the people like that versus the people that are actually hitting every nail on the head, it shows.
Hey, Michael Phelps found a way, bro.
Well, he was smoking weed.
I think he was doing everything, man.
Yeah, what a crackhead.
He's one of the
Poor
greatest athletes of all time. Crackhead. I mean, John Jones too, man. John Jones is the baddest dude to ever walk the earth, man.
Sometimes when you got it, bro. At the same time,
Yeah,
some people
man.
just have it going on.
Oh man. Yeah, but I guess the next thing I kind of want to go into regarding this is what is the correct balance, or is there a correct balance between that? Oh, let me go have a few drinks, or let me go out this time, or let me party this time. To oh, I still want to hit the gym. I still want to make these gains. What do you think?
This is going to be a curveball, but in my opinion, there's a big circle. Circle of life is what I call it. But basically, where we're going to output our time and sacrifices and whatever. So, if friends and family and events and those friends and family and events all need alcohol to have fun, which they technically don't. I mean, you can get
Mhm.
around it, but if you're going to have a better time, they're going to have a better time with you, and you need the drink, and you're feeding those relationships more, that's fine, but you can decide, like, do I need different friends, or is this the path that I want to go, and how much output am I going to give that direction? And then you have like bodybuilding, CrossFit, any other sports, literally like football, basketball, whatever, tennis, even gaming. How much effort are you going to give that? And whatever you're going to be putting that effort into is what you're going to get out. And I've seen that in my life a ton. So if like alcohol and social life is a huge priority for you, you're gonna be drinking a lot more than the guys that's more successful in his job or in his sport. But you have to figure out, I guess, what phase of life you're in and where your priorities sitting. Because
Yeah,
in college, I was more worried about social life than I am bodybuilding like now. And I was more social. I was more popular then than I am now. But now I'm a better bodybuilder. I'm bigger in the fitness community. So that's my priority now, I guess, if that answers your question.
yeah. I think similar for me as well. Like especially in college, like there was always something to go do, man. Like we could have
Oh,
found plans all the
oh,
time to
you
twenty
can
four
go walk
seven.
across the street and find
Yeah,
something.
but I mean
There's
that.
always gonna be another night with that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. But like now I'm a much better CrossFitter than I was. Like I've had a few setbacks, but I overall I'm way fitter than I have ever been, and it's because like I'm really prioritizing. Like I'm obviously prioritizing work, but I'm prioritizing my CrossFit career as well because I want to develop that and see how far I can push myself.
Hell
So
yeah.
there's probably not a magic answer or a magic pill for just everyone to say. I always say like special occasions, so kind of like what you were saying. These events that you'll go to, like go enjoy yourself every now and then. And for people that are kind of drinking on a daily or bi-daily or weekly basis, try to savor it, you know? It's the same thing with implementing like a healthier diet. If you can go like Monday through Thursday without drinking or without eating unhealthy or whatever, that'll slowly start to teeter off and you're not going to crave it near as much.
Because
So,
they usually go hand in hand, eating
yeah.
unhealthy and drinking. So, like, that's another thing. Like, if you're gonna drink and you want this other lifestyle, like, you have to nail all the other controllable
Hmm.
variables, and then mitigate the alcohol as much as you can. But you have to focus on nailing every other thing you can control. Just because you're drinking does not mean everything else is thrown out the window. But what I kind of want to touch on is, in my opinion, it is more of a self reflection. Like, what's going to make you happy? Because a lot of the times I was drinking to please other people. I was drinking to, make a girl or guy happy or fraternity or party or whatever it was. I was doing it more for them than I was for myself.
Hmm.
If it was my choice, I'd be fine with kicking it with no alcohol because I wanted, XYZ goal more than I wanted the booze. But I would do it for other people. So I think it's more of a self-reflection thing. I didn't have the courage enough to be like, "Hey, like I don't want to drink." I gave in the peer pressure so bad. So I guess I would recommend to people like figure out what you truly want, not what you want other people to think of you or whether you want to be accepted or not. You have to be happy because at the end of the day, it's only going to slow down when you're going to be truly happy.
Yeah, and I think we could talk about that for days. Like, I think that is probably the truest thing we'll say on here. We could talk about that till we're blue in the face, but
Mhm.
that is a big part. Like, prioritize. Like, what's your priority? Like, you go to these parties. Like, what are these people's priorities? Like, you look, what goals do they have outside of it? And I'm not saying don't have fun, but if that's like your daily, like, and these people were doing this daily,
It can be an
they're
escape too, bro.
yeah,
It was an escape for me for a while. Like,
yeah,
get out of your own mental state to be in something else, and then, hey, these other people are going through the same damn problem,
yeah.
so you can do it together, and then it becomes like a habit.
But you know what's a better escape? The
The
gym.
gym,
The gym,
baby.
man. Go hit some echo bike intervals so you throw up.
Yeah.
Go find that dark place and some CrossFit Metcons,
Talk
man.
about, like, yeah, you feel great when you're drinking and stuff, but dude, talk about like a dopamine high, like post workout, or you hit that PR, or you hit that look that you're looking for, or you just had a killer workout and then like a little walk or sauna session. You're just like, dude, I feel amazing. I feel like I
Yeah.
can tackle the world right now. That is an amazing feeling. A lot of people don't get to experience that.
Yeah.
And if you're looking for something, I would try that first.
Yeah, man. Like, to me, there's no better feeling than when I hit a PR or, like, especially in competition. Oh my gosh, I come
No, it's
unglued.
addicting. It's
Yeah.
addicting,
But,
dude.
like, I love, like, that hurt, like, right at the end of a Metcon or a workout where I'm, like, 98% heart rate. I'm, like, on the borderline of hyperventilating. My vision's kind of closing in. And then I just crush this workout at the end. And I can just lay down and I'm just looking up at the ceiling, just hurting. I just love that feeling because it's just like, oh, I just did that, like, to myself. Like, no one forced me to
I
do
did.
that.
I went as hard as I could. Like,
Yeah,
I gave it my all.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I know when I go and I try not to tap into it as much during training, but it's happened a few times lately, which I guess means I'm pushing myself a little bit. When I make a Picasso painting outside or in the toilet, man.
You can Oh god.
Yeah. um,
Oh,
yeah, that's what
I've
lets me know
puked
you've
more
hit
from
it.
alcohol than I have from working out, I'll tell you that.
I haven't. It's been more from working out.
Respect.
Yeah, when
Respect.
I
This is more cardio intense, so, like, I
yeah,
don't puke
yeah,
from, like, supersets and stuff now.
yeah.
Like, some leg days have got me in the past, but usually because I was hungover the night before,
Yeah,
right?
like there was a time after I had my knee surgery, we were doing so much trying to build my muscular endurance back in my legs. I was just like hammering the bike, and it could be like, to put it in perspective, we could superset it with like air squats, lunges, jumping lunges, Bulgarian split squats, front squats, anything. Anything that was gonna be quad focused, and then I'd hop back on the bike and I'd just be hammering the bike. I was just throwing up because my legs were hurting so bad. It was bad. And then there was one
Puke
time,
is gross,
oh,
dude.
yeah, it's usually the bike that gets me. There's been a few other workouts that have gotten it, but it's like the bike, the rower. Like, I remember I was trying to catch my old coach on a rower one time, and
You can't physically catch them, so you're just rowing like
yeah,
crazy
I was
behind them.
rowing as hard as I could, and we finished, and I go just right off the side.
And demons out, baby.
Yeah, I will say, so one of my best qualifier workouts, we would do Friday Night Lights, and I did decent on it. Like, I knew I wasn't going anywhere. Like, I just needed to do these workouts, go have a good time with the community, put in my best effort. I was planning on doing only each workout once because you have from Thursday night till Monday night to do the workout. You can do as many times as you want as long as you have a judge, all that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
And I did it Friday night. Thought I had a really good score. So I was like, sweet. I'm gonna take the weekend off. Go have some fun with some friends. Like, I think somebody came in town. I can't remember what it was, but we ended up going out, and it was probably somebody's birthday. We drank probably more than we should have, and I rolled into the gym Sunday because we went out Saturday, and I was just like, I'm gonna bike, just kind of like sweat, get this crap out of me because I feel terrible. And I got peer pressured into redoing this workout that was just god awful.
Right afterwards?
Yeah, or no, like before I biked or anything like that. Like, I got there, like, it's hungover. They're like, oh man, you should redo it. Like, your buddy redid it and he beat you. He got you, man. Like, you gonna let him beat you? And I was just like, nah, man.
Good kind of peer pressure.
I don't care that much, man. And they're like, well, you had a really good score. You could have like a top score if you do it. And I was like, Okay. Say less, and I ended up redoing it, and it was still one of my best qualifier workouts ever.
That's
Like,
sick, dude.
oh,
That's sick.
like,
Sometimes I do not recommend, but sometimes you can flip that switch when you're hungover, dude. Like you talked about, I've hit a bench PR when I was hungover too. Rarely happens, but sometimes you just wake up like, man, last night was lit. Like just dome some caffeine and get after it. Not good for you, but sometimes it works.
yeah, man. Oh, man. And another thing, like, sometimes injuries come about. I don't know about you, but
You're dehydrated and everything else too.
yeah, or no,
That's,
I'm
are you
talking when
trying to-
you're out at these parties and stuff like that. If someone's got like they got a bench
Yeah.
press down there, or
Oh, dude.
I'm always doing handstand stuff against people, all that kind of stuff.
Dude, yeah, we would have parties at my place, and of course, I had a huge garage gym from COVID, and like, it'd just be like, somebody would be like, "Yeah, bro, like I could hit 225." I'm like, "Oh, really? Okay, like let's go and do it." And
Let's
like,
go.
we'd go in the backyard, and like everyone hype it up. Like, I'll have to send you the clip, and we can pull it up or something because it is hilarious. But yeah, dude, brutal, absolutely brutal.
Yeah, man.
And
But
then cheering, bro, like I probably shouldn't talk about this, but like cheer people, we would like stunt and stuff, which is not supposed to happen when you're drinking. And that would be
I
dangerous.
remember us talking about
Yeah.
that.
I'm gonna leave it at that. Yeah, I want to get somehow in trouble or something, but some bad times.
Yeah, yeah. Larry was a flyer. I guess he's over here. He was a flyer. If y'all are wondering.
Yeah, it's the 130-pound girls would just throw me, of course.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think we touched
They
on
just-
a lot of topics. If there's any questions you guys have about whether it's alcohol, gym related things like that, or trying to cohese the two together, things like that, let us know. Our DMs are always open. I'm always helping people out with fitness stuff and things like that.
Or let us know if we should pour up a drink of your choice for the next episode.
Yeah, well, yeah, yeah. I mean,
Liquor, of course.
we may have some of that planned. So High Noon, if you want to sponsor us, man, we got some great video
Nooners,
ideas.
baby.
Or yeah, Nooners,
Or some good
Nooners.
bourbon. Or some good bourbon.
Yeah, or yeah. Small brewery, you want to sponsor us for a video idea we got coming?
One day.
That'd be great.
We'll
But
turn into the Barrel Bros.
yeah, barrel out, man. But thank you guys for tuning in. Sorry we've been slammed with work and all kinds of things lately, but we're about to ramp up our content some more. We appreciate all the support we've gotten as of late. If you haven't already, check us out on Instagram, Barbell Bros TV. It's up there. It's going to be in the bio. Check out Larry on Instagram. Check me out on Instagram. It'll all be down in the description. And we will see you guys next time. Peace.
Let's keep growing, baby.